ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be learning how to stitch a leather wallet, and it's called saddle stitching, and there's a needle on either end of the string. So it's a pretty simple process. It takes a minute to learn sometimes, but once you get the hang of it, it gets pretty easy. So this is my minimalist wallet. It just has 2 pockets, and this one's pretty easy to sew. So what I do for a piece like this is 4 times the length of the wallet. So if we measure this out, I need that much string. That's the dimensions of each edge that needs sewn. And I'm just going to take 4 times that width. So I'm going to use my measurements here on the cutting mat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get a little bit extra. If this was a thicker wallet, like this for example, I would probably do about 5 times the length of that sewing edge. So we're going to cut that, and then to thread the needle, what we're going to do is just take the string and put it through the eye. That gets easier with practice as well. And then we're going to go back through the string. So take the needle, go back through, make sure you get a good bit. Try to get through the center of the string as much as possible. And then you just pull this down. That ties a knot and you're good to go. So to repeat on the other side, we're going to take the needle. The string's already been threaded. Take the needle and push it back through the string. So try to get in the center as much as possible so that it's not just going to break off. Then once you get it on, grab this piece and just pull that down, and it ties a knot. And then just pull that taut and you're good to go. So now we have 1 piece of string and a needle on either side. Now we're going to move over to the stitching pony, and I'll show you that process. Okay, so now we're over here at the stitching pony, and if you have the hole punches for your stitching lines that are at an angle, you want to make sure when you start that the angle is pointing up. So in this case, these are angled that way, and so we're going to start right here. So the first thing you do is just thread 1 needle through the top part. My stitching pony is kind of loose, so what I do is just take a couple pieces of leather, put it on either side, and that does the trick. Now you don't have to do this, it depends on your piece, but for my wallets, when it comes to an end like this, what I like to do is just go through each side so that there's a thread around the top part. That way, if the glue starts to loosen up, it doesn't pull too much because the thread is holding it down. And I just like the way it looks. So we're going to do that on both sides. Make sure it lines up nice and good. Make sure that's tight. Okay, so to start, what you normally do is take your right needle and put it through the first hole, kind of wiggle it around a little bit, and that's just going to open it up so it's easier to thread the needle through each side. And you take your left side, that goes through, and then you're going to make a cross. So you take your other needle, that goes underneath the one that's coming through, pull that through, and then go back in with your right needle through the top portion of the hole, and then the other string from the other needle is going to go over the needle that just came through. So again, loosen up the hole, go back through with the left, pull it through like that. So your right needle stays on the bottom. The right needle goes back through the top part of the hole, and then the string that you were holding on the left wraps around over the top of that needle. Pull tight. All right, so here it is again from a different angle. You go through that hole with your right needle, loosen it up, the left side goes back through. Your right needle goes underneath the left needle. Pull it through while holding onto the left string. The right needle goes through the top of the hole. Then the left string goes up and over that right needle. And then pull them both. Again, through the right side, loosen it up. Through the left, the right side goes underneath that left needle. Through the top of that hole, wrap the string over, and pull. Through, under, through, string goes over, pull. Okay, so I got to the end of the piece. I had to switch wallets because I finished the other one, but my camera stopped recording, so that was fun. But it's pretty easy to wrap this up. We're just going to flip it around. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did at the beginning, which is just to do a couple of loops around the top of the wallet, which will just help secure it, make it a little stronger. And then we're gonna do a couple of back stitches, and you do these exactly the same way as you just sew the wallet like normal. So we're gonna go through the left and do a normal stitch, put the right back through. It's gonna go through that loop. Do it again. Through the loop. And then for the last stitch, all we're gonna do is put one of the needles through either side. Doesn't really matter which, generally just, I put the one, on the side that it's gonna be finished, you want that to be like your back side generally. So I'm gonna put the right needle through, and then you'll have both needles on one side, and then I'll show you the final step. Okay, so all we're gonna do here is cut the string and leave about 1/8 of an inch. And then you can use a lighter, or you can get this thread zap on Amazon. It's really nice. You just put a battery in there and you hold the button and it melts the thread. So this is just going to basically seal the thread in place, stop it from loosening up. And what you want to do is just carefully melt down your thread until it gets close to the leather. And then just press it with your finger so it's nice and sealed in there. So that's it. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll make sure to answer them. Thank you.